Hey my lovely foodies, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make some Jamaican sweet treats. We call them gizadas.
Y'all better can cook. Think you know you pay your pretty look. You want to live a restaurant and come done man bank book. Cook, recipe book.
I have here 2 cups of all-purpose flour mixed with a teaspoon of salt, and this was resting in the fridge for at least an hour. To this I'll be adding in 8 ounces of unsalted margarine. You can use unsalted butter. Everything needs to be super cold. Now I'm just going to use my hand to break the margarine up and I'm just squeezing everything together basically because I'm trying to get this in a nice breadcrumb like consistency. I'm trying to get that butter in the flour as perfect as possible, just like this, no chunks of butter there. So now to this I'll be adding in a cup of water. I'm going in with it a little at a time. The water is also ice cold. For the short crust pastry, for the gizada, everything needs to be ice cold. You just need to move this around with your fingertips a little, then you add the ice cold water a little at a time, and then you just squeeze everything together. We're not using the regular kneading motion right now. Just squeeze until everything comes together and this is sticky. Okay, you should have something looking just like this. It's super soft and it's also very cold right now. So on a surface that I've floured, I'm just going to go in with that sticky dough, and now I'm going to do the kneading motion that I always do whenever I'm making a dough. So you just knead that until it's a little firm. Then you're just going to take it, tuck the sides under, and then you just need to form a nice ball. One looking just like this. And then I've covered it here with some cling wrap. I'm going to leave mine. I left mine in the fridge for 1 hour, but you want to leave yours for at least 30 minutes. So now on to making the filling. To 1 cup of water here, I'm adding 1 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Next to this, I'll be adding in 1 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla. Next, I'm going in with 2 tablespoons of honey, and you need this simple sugar in. You can use some maple syrup as well because this will help it to stay nice and moist. Next, I'm adding in here 2 teaspoons of grated ginger. Then I'm going to go in with 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a pinch of salt. And then I'm just going to mix that all together. And remember, these are your gizadas, so you can also taste the liquid to see if you'd like to add some more sugar in or so on, but I found that mine were just fine. They were not too sweet. So after everything has combined, everything is nice and dissolved, I'm going to be adding in 3 cups of freshly grated coconut. You can use unsweetened coconut flakes, or if you have the coconut, you can just cut that up, add it in your blender with a little water or in your food processor to get it like this, but I grated mine. So you mix everything together, and then you're going to leave this over medium heat to come to a boil and to get that coconut well cooked for just about 20 minutes or until most or all the liquid is out of your coconut. So this is what it looks like after 15 minutes. Now I don't like the color of it, so here I'm adding a 1/2 teaspoon of browning. I'll leave the link for that in the description box below. I'm going to mix everything together, and now it's over low heat. And I still don't like the color. I think it needs to be darker, so I'm going in with another 1/2 teaspoon of browning. You can do this according to your liking basically. Mix everything together again and allow most of that liquid to evaporate, well, all that liquid to evaporate. And right now my pot is over low heat. So now this is it. You can see this is not runny, and this is exactly how you want it, but it's still super nice and moist. It's not dry, and that's because of the simple sugar that I added from the get-go, which is the honey. And right now you just need to taste this to see that, you know, it's nice and flavorful. And then you're just going to turn your stove off and allow this to cool all the way down. Now here I'm going to be working on my short crust pastry. Here I'm just flouring the rolling pin, the surface, and the dough. It's nice and very cold. So you just want to roll this out to just about 1 centimeter thick. Just like this. Now you are going to make the shapes for your gizadas. I have here a springform pan, and I'm just going to cut out some circles. Just press it on the dough and cut out some circles. You can make them as big or as small as you'd like. Here it is, nice and thin. You're going to need to use the index finger of your non-dominant hand, and you're going to push it on the dough, and then use your thumb and index finger of your dominant hand and just squeeze the edges, and do the same thing right around until you have the shape. So push your index finger at the edge, then you use your thumb and your other index finger to pinch, and you just go all around in a circle. So you have to bear this in mind when you're making the sizes of these, because when you pinch the edges and you're sealing them while you're doing it, the circle itself, the pastry itself in the circle, it becomes smaller. So this is what we have here right now. This is the base for your gizada. Now I'm going to use a fork to just prick this a few times. You can go 3 or 4 times, but I'm just going to be extra and prick it all over. And this is to help to get this nice and cooked when we stick them in the oven. Alright, so I'm going to rest that to the side. Now, after doing all of these, you need to take one, and then you just need to brush it with some milk. And this is to just ensure that after these have been baked, they are not just completely white, you know, they just get a little color on it. So I'm just going to brush the entire thing with some milk. Then I'm going to place as much as can hold on my baking tray on top of some cookie sheets. Now here is my filling. It's nice and cooled all the way down. I'm going to put as much as can hold right on top of each of the base, but you don't want to go on top of the sides that you pinched. The sides that you pinched and sealed, you don't want to go on top of those. You want to go inside of that. Add as much as can hold. And this is so soft, this is so moist. The filling is very moist, but it is not runny at all, and that's perfect. That's exactly how you want it. Look at this, it's nice. And on my baking tray right now, I'm going to stick these in the oven and bake them for just about 12 to 15 minutes. And you can bake these until you see the sides of them, that the sides of them are nice and golden brown. Now after the 15 minutes, here they are, guys. Once you see that the sides are nice and crispy, the sides are nice and golden brown, you can just take them out of your oven. 15 minutes was just enough for mine. The bases were nice and cooked. The flour wasn't raw at all. So here they are, guys. Jamaican sweet treat, Jamaican gizadas, ROMA'S kitchen style. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video, and if these really aren't some of the prettiest gizadas you've seen in a while. Of course, if you like the video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, check out my website at roma'skitchen.net. Until next video.